Have you ever found yourself tongue-tied in the middle of an English conversation? Your mind goes blank, your confidence evaporates, and all you can think is, "Oh no, what do I say now?" Don't worry, you're not alone. After teaching English for over 3 decades, I've discovered that fluency isn't about memorizing countless words or perfecting your grammar. It's about mastering 3 simple secrets that unlock confidence in every conversation. And here's the truth. Once you know them, you'll realize that communicating in English can actually be ... a piece of cake. So today, let me share with you the 3 secrets that can completely transform the way you speak English with foreigners starting right now. Hello everyone! I'm thrilled to be here with you today to share some practical insights into English communication that I've been teaching and applying for more than 30 years. At first glance, these techniques might seem challenging, but I assure you, once you grasp them, you'll see just how simple and effective they are for learners at every level. Over the years, I've come to realize that you only need to remember 3 secrets before engaging in English conversation. Now, before we dive into these secrets, let's talk about the importance of preparation. If you want to enhance your communication skills, you must train yourself in advance. Many learners assume that speaking English is just like speaking their native language. You react on the spot. But that's where the problems begin. Why? Because in your native tongue, you're communicating at a very high, advanced level. In English, however, you're still a learner. Even I, after 30 years of teaching, consider myself a learner. So don't fret. It's all about practice until it becomes second nature. Let's explore the first secret. Never predict what others will say. In our native languages, we often share cultural contexts and habits, allowing us to anticipate each other's meanings even before the words are spoken. But in international communication, English is used by people from all corners of the globe. We simply cannot predict what they'll say with certainty. If we try, we often lose confidence when we're wrong. Especially when someone responds with a firm no. So the key is, don't guess, don't assume. Stay open and ready to listen. Moving on to the second secret. Always be ready to ask questions. This principle works in every language, but many learners hesitate because they're afraid of interrupting or appearing impolite. Don't fall into this trap. If you don't understand something, ask immediately, but do so politely. For instance, you can say, "Could you please repeat that?" Or would you mind slowing down a bit? Native speakers often talk fast because they assume you understand. But when you ask politely, they'll usually slow down, and on the second try, you'll often catch the meaning. What if they use idioms or slang that confuse you? Simply ask, "What do you mean by that, please?" Or "I'm not quite sure I understand. Could you explain?" By doing this, you stay in control of the conversation instead of pretending to understand and potentially missing important information. Now, let's talk about the third and final secret. Always be ready to explain yourself. Why is this crucial? Because every language has its own set of slang, idioms, and cultural phrases. Okay? Even within a single language, regional differences can lead to varied expressions. Okay? Take the word free in English. For example, It can mean not busy, having liberty, or at no cost. One word, multiple meanings. So don't expect people to understand you immediately. If they don't, you must be prepared to explain. Imagine you're talking to someone and they say, "It's a piece of cake." You might think, "Wait, I asked about your job. Why are you talking about dessert?" But in reality, they're saying the task is very easy. If you don't ask for clarification, you'll remain confused. But if you do ask, they'll explain. And next time, you'll understand. Similarly, when you use idioms or culturally specific phrases, be ready to explain them clearly. Let's recap these 3 powerful secrets. 1. Don't predict what others will say. Always be ready to ask questions. 3. Always be prepared to explain yourself. If you practice these habits consistently, you'll find yourself communicating with newfound confidence and even gracefully steering conversations. Remember to always maintain politeness, use please and thank you, and you'll build strong connections in English. Now, you might be wondering how to put these secrets into practice. Start by creating scenarios at home. Imagine common situations you might encounter: ordering at a restaurant, asking for directions, or discussing your hobbies. Practice out loud, focusing on not predicting responses, formulating questions, and explaining concepts clearly. Record yourself if possible, and listen back to identify areas for improvement. Another effective method is to watch English movies or TV shows with subtitles. Pay attention to how characters ask for clarification or explain complex ideas. Pause and practice repeating these phrases. Over time, they'll become natural parts of your English communication toolkit. Don't forget the power of technology. There are numerous language exchange apps and online communities where you can practice these skills with native speakers or fellow learners. Start with text-based chats if you're nervous, then progress to voice or video calls as your confidence grows. Remember, mastering these secrets isn't about achieving perfection overnight. It's about consistent practice and gradual improvement. Celebrate small victories, successfully asking for clarification, explaining a concept clearly, or navigating a conversation without making assumptions. Each of these moments is a step towards fluent, confident English communication. As you apply these secrets in real-life situations, you'll likely encounter moments of uncertainty or hesitation. That's completely normal and part of the learning process. Embrace these challenges as opportunities for growth. Each time you push through discomfort to ask a question or offer an explanation, you're strengthening your communication skills. Moreover, these secrets aren't just about language proficiency. They're about building genuine connections. By showing interest through questions and offering clear explanations, you're demonstrating respect and openness to your conversation partners. This approach often leads to richer, more meaningful interactions, regardless of your current English level. All right, that brings us to the end of today's sharing. I hope these 3 secrets will prove invaluable to both new learners and my longtime students in strengthening their English communication skills. With consistent practice, you'll not just speak English, you'll master the art of effective communication. Remember, every conversation is an opportunity to learn and grow. Embrace the journey, stay curious, and keep practicing. Before you know it, you'll be navigating English conversations with ease and confidence. Happy learning, everyone!